with Amanda Nunes, imagine, just put yourself in her shoes right now. Imagine having the biggest fight of your life ever. And the fight everyone's looking for, especially for your female fighter, because you get so much notoriety. You get all the cameras pointing at you. People, you finally get to hear your story, and she has a great story. And then you can't do interviews. There's none of that. There's no promotion. We're not going to show your videos. You can't do interviews. There's going to be no open workouts. Imagine being her right now. Like, what the fuck?
Well, the good news is she can concentrate on the fight and just concentrate on the fight.
She would always do that.
I understand that. And the good news for Ronda is that she can also just concentrate on the fight. Like, she doesn't have to do any of these interviews. I like that. But I don't like is I feel like we have to respect what a champion is. And it doesn't matter if you're the most famous person. You're still the champion. And we're the champion of a giant organization like the UFC. And how about she's the first openly gay women's MMA champion ever? Or
Amazing story.
Any champion. Any
Amazing
MMA
story.
champion. There's never been an openly gay MMA champion. And she's fucking badass. It's not like she doesn't have a highlight reel. It's not like she's grabbing a hold of these girls and just sort of winning by staying on top and do nothing, so there's no highlights you can pull. No, she knocks girls out and chokes them unconscious. She's very good. So it's exciting. It's an exciting technical matchup. It's an exciting story with Ronda coming back after being out for over a year. There's so much exciting shit. But to concentrate only on one person to sell it, I understand that that person is huge. I understand that person's the biggest person. She's probably right up there with Conor. I would go, they both go back and forth.
Stats would beg the differ.
What do you think? You think Conor's bigger?
Yeah, it's not an argument.
I would agree with you. I would lean towards that. My point is,
I see
with one victory, she could get launched right into that place again. I think it's a weird thing, man. It's like you're a super talented person who's also this giant personality figure. It's more than just a fighter, right? It becomes this personality figure.
Especially for Conor, like that his whole shit talking and marketing, and he sends out a tweet to sell the fight. Part of being a fighter is selling the fight. Say what you want about Floyd Mayweather. There's not an interview or camera he didn't look towards to sell that Pacquiao fight, because in the end it helps the company, it puts more money in your pocket, it helps sponsorship, everything.
You can't say anything about Floyd unless you were one of those girls that he
True.
smacked
Then
around
you're like,
allegedly.
God damn it. Yeah, God damn
But
it.
other than that,
But,
who else?
But it's part of the gig. You got to sell the fight. So for me, and I think Ronda is the favorite in this matchup, but she has to create these scenarios where it's me against the world. It's me against the world.
Are you sure she's creating this? I mean, this is a big marketing push. This is like, this is the new owners of the UFC, and this is
their plan, Joe?
But this is this really cinematic thing
that we're missing the boat on.
Well, we're definitely missing the boat.
The numbers will prove it, I bet you.
We're definitely missing the boat on promoting Amanda. That for a fact. But you don't think it was like a pretty exciting promo piece? I saw that promo piece. That got me fired up. I think the good thing is that it's like this really exciting, very well done, cool thing.
You think it's
the
been as
garage
much
door.
promo? You think this fight has as much promo as, say, UFC 205 in New York?
No, I don't.
Or
No,
a
I
Conor
don't.
fight to that magnitude?
No, because no one's doing interviews. Yeah. No, I 100% completely agree with you to that point. But part of me likes, I want to see what happens when the pay-per-view numbers come out, because part of me likes that the fighters aren't going to be bothered. I don't think you need to bother them as much as they get bothered. I think when Conor was pissed off about it, when Aldo's pissed off about it, when all these different fighters who are doing these crazy tours are pissed off about this promotion thing, the idea about it is you're trying to get the word out to as many people as possible. But I don't know if like that, the price that they pay and being distracted from their training, I don't know if it's 100% worth it.
With Conor, you're talking about a world tour where he's like,
Right.
dude, come on. I'm coming off
Yeah.
the loss. Nate Diaz is a tough fight for me at 170. I need everything I can do to get this fight and get my mind right.
Do you
With
think
Ronda,
that it helps? Do you think that it helps, these big promo tours?
Yes and no. I don't know if you need to go all around the frickin' world and promote it, but there needs to be some sort of publicity done for Ronda, especially. I think her as a role model for females, you can't get kicked in the face, take your ball, and go home. We want our champ to be like Conor or someone where they go, I want back in there, man. Get me the fuck back in there. I need this.
I think that it's cool that obviously Ronda doesn't want all that shit. She's as famous as you can be. She doesn't want that, and someone just said, okay. You know, they let her just have her piece and focus on the fight. I personally don't really watch interviews. I don't watch that press, so I don't even know how important it is. All I care about is that fight. That's it. Once the fight happens, give me a little promo. Give me a little hour promo. It doesn't have to be like anything fancy.
We're balls deep in it, though. For the casual fan, like my dad's a casual fan. He has no idea she was fighting this Friday.
So for the casual fan, that's where I would think that it would make a big difference. People watch ESPN and
that's who buys pay-per-views, Joe, because to get that $60, $70, and you're a casual fan, they need to be sold on it.
It sounds like you own a piece of the UFC right now.
No, he's making good points. Making very good points already.
I'm just being funny.
No, I hear you.
But you are making very good points.
My issue is, and Ronda can do her thing, but you can't. It's a conflict of interest.
But here's my
because of Conor McGregor, right? Because Conor goes, dude, I'll fly to New York and do a press conference, but I'm not going to Vegas. Cool, you're not fighting.
Right.
Ronda goes, I'm not doing shit. Dana goes, cool.
Different owners now.
Different owners, however,
they have a different approach. I mean, it's a different business. I mean, a lot of things are changing. I mean,
they're changing. They're changing, Joe. But also, WME, who owns the UFC, manages Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
They don't manage Conor McGregor.
Right.
So there's a conflict of interest there.
Well, it depends because it's just a business decision. The only people that should be upset are probably the other people. Well, Cody Garbrandt and Dominic Cruz aren't restricted from doing any interviews, right? They're doing everything.
Are they going to sell the fight, though?
That's a problem. They're going to sell them for me. That's for fuck's sake.
Again, we're balls deep in it.
For sure.
We're balls deep.
Brother.
The casual fans going, I'm not spending $70 for those small guys. Now, to me, it's the number one fight. No, to me, it's the number one fight on the card. I love Cody. It's my number one fight. But
Brendan wants his promos.
No,
shit.
he's right. He's right.
No. What I want is the UFC to keep growing, and it comes with the territory. You got to sell yourself.
But it's cool for the fighters, though. Don't you think that they're respecting their wishes? Like Ronda just wanted to be left alone.
But
that's fine. Respect her wishes.
But that media is the exact reason why she's as famous as she is.
It's okay, though. We're trying to help them
out.
Yeah,
but wait a minute. But you don't have to only do press while you're in camp. Like that media exists after the fights, which is easy for everybody. Just talk after the fights. But during the training and preparation, it's a giant distraction. It's going to take a lot of time. A decision. If someone's as rich and as famous as Ronda is, a decision to favor performance over finances. So like maybe she'll make less money, but she thinks that she'll be more focused and her performance will be better. I love that. I love that decision.
Well, then where's it start,
really
then,
wealthy,
Joe?
when you're a really wealthy, successful athlete like her, you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's what I think. I think when you get to a point where you get to decide whether you're going to focus on making more money and possibly being less focused and distracted and maybe tired or even maybe get sick because you're doing a lot of traveling versus only dedicate yourself to training. Do all the fucking videos you want. Put all the promos you want. I'm not doing shit for the next 8 weeks.
So then where's it stop at? Who's going to sell the fight? If everyone has that mentality, is that the rule now? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, no. I don't know what you're saying because the old way is not the only way. You could do both ways. You could do whatever way you want. They could decide that their little promo pieces they could put together without interviews are enough.
They could fly out.
They might be wrong.
You know what? They could just fly to her for 2 days, interview her at her training camp. That's what they did for Tony. And then they take off. Tony was in Big Bear. He never left Big Bear. They came to him. Do one of those. It was no big deal.
Look, she definitely could do that. Or she could say, no, I just want to completely focus, and let's see how this works.
But her thing is that she thinks the media backstabbed her, and that's why she doesn't want to do an interview. Like they turned on her when she lost.
She's a very emotional person. It's one of the reasons why she's so good.
I agree. But
she's very emotional.
But to me,
it sounded like my voice was cracking up. I swear to
it
God.
Did. I was like, damn, Roman about to cry over this shit? We're just having a conversation, Doug. But to me, if you're a Ronda fan, like when you break this fight down, there's a huge X factor. What frame of mind is Ronda in if she won't even face interviewers?
Yeah, but okay, maybe. Or
I'm saying it's an
focused.
X factor. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe she's the most focused she's ever been, or maybe she just can't deal with the questions after her last fight. We don't know.
Well, yeah, she's the only one who knows. You know, or the people that are close to her.
Ronda's, like you said, famous as fuck, lives in a mansion. What about Amanda?
Oh, yeah.
What about
For
her?
her, she should absolutely be able to do as many interviews as she wants. But she might not want to either. She might want to say, hey, good, I'm going to focus entirely on fighting Ronda, too. Look, this might be better. It might be better this way.